How in the world do you hire an employee? Like, where does that even start? Maybe you're solo and you're trying to get some help because you're dying in the summer heat. I'm going to discuss some of the experience that I've had with hiring people over the years, firing people over the years. I'm going to give you some tips that if you're looking at bringing on some help, this will kind of at least shed some light on the things that have worked for me and some of the things that you should expect. Number one, whenever you are looking at picking up somebody, you are probably thinking like, what can this person do for me? Like, that's normal human nature, and it's understandable. Like, maybe, again, you're getting burned out in the heat and you're dying. Maybe you're trying to grow your company and leverage other people willing to work. You don't want to have to worry about running a business, but your mindset is, what can this person do for me? You know, why am I even entertaining hiring somebody? And I'm going to tell you, as quick as you can make that mindset shift from what can this person do for me to what can I do for the person who comes to work for me, okay? Look, guys, bringing on an employee, it's no different than being in a relationship with somebody. It's no different than how you treat your clients. Like, you have to put yourself in their shoes. Like, why in the world would they want to come to work for your company? Like, do they want to come out for like a low, below average wage and like die in this heat? No, they don't. They want to be paid really well. Like, they probably want to come to work to a place that respects them. They probably want to come to work or a place where, you know, they don't have to go and do like terrible things. What I'm saying is the first thing you need to do is you've got to reframe the way you think about employees from, you know, what can they do for your business? Because there's a lot they can do for your business. They can be a wonderful addition to any business. They can also be a nightmare, but that's beside the point. The thing is you have to start thinking, number one, what can I do for somebody who wants to work here? Why would this be a place that they would choose to come work? And you need to be honest with yourself about that, okay? Number two, and this kind of piggybacks a little bit off the first one, but it's important. I want to mention it. Look, let me make an example. I want you to think about fast food really quick. I want you to think about a Chick-fil-A service. Like, you got Chick-fil-A. We love Chick-fil-A in our area. I want you to think about Chick-fil-A. You go through, man. They got your order like zipping in and out. The line can be so busy and they'll zip you in and out. The people up there are literally smiling. They always get the order correct. And like, everything's clean. The people are friendly. They just look put together. They got it together. Okay, so you got that image, you know, of Chick-fil-A employees. Now I want you to shift. Let's say Crystal. If you got a Crystal Burger in your area, or Taco Bell. Let's say Taco Bell. Whatever just popped in your mind, you thought it, not me, all right? Why did you think that way about the employees at Taco Bell? It's because of the culture there, okay? Plain and simple. You have two fast food restaurants. One is crushing it. One is always putting onion in your freaking bean burrito when you don't want onions in bean burrito. They just can't ever get it right. Why? It's the culture that is expected at those places. It is expected for that Chick-fil-A employee to say, "My pleasure," when serving you, okay? It's pretty much expected for the Taco Bell employee to throw your bag of tacos across the counter whenever your order is ready. Like, it's just completely different. And lawn care companies are no different, okay? And it starts at the very top with you as the owner / operator. The standard that you set, it is followed by everybody. Like, if you are constantly coming in late to work, complaining all the time, everything's a drag, like, dude, like, that is going to be the culture at your place. But if you come in and you just put your head down and go to work and treat everybody with respect and expect that of everybody else and hold that standard here and get rid of the dudes that don't hold that standard, like, dude, that's what you have to do, all right? There is a certain standard. So number two is culture. Okay, number three, let's talk about pay. You have shifted your perspective to think, okay, what can I do for my employee? Number two, you said, okay, I'm going to create a standard here at my company, a culture that, hey, if you dip below, you're not going to work with us, right? Those are two things that have to be in place first, all right? Let's talk about pay. You pay your employees, the good ones, you figure out what is the absolute top end that you can pay them. And once you figure that number out, the top end, you pay them more. Period. And you figure out a way to make it work. You either raise prices on clients, you take a little bit less money from as an owner yourself, but you figure out the top end that you can pay them, and you pay them a little bit more. The reason you do this, it is multifaceted, okay? Here's the reason. Number one, it shows appreciation to them, okay? Again, going back to number one, it's not what can they do for me? It's like, hey, what can I do for you? Dude, if you are willing to come do this work, I'm going to take care of you as absolutely as good as I possibly can. Like, that is the mindset that you need to have. One, it shows appreciation. Number two, you have to realize that every dollar extra that you are able to pay somebody per hour, or if you're to profit sharing or whatever, every little bit extra to them, that is a big deal. And the reason that I mention that is this. Let's say if it's $1 an hour, they're working 40 hours a week, all right? So for you, that comes out to $40, maybe more with your payroll taxes and stuff. $40 a week, maybe $160 a month extra, okay? In the grand scheme of things, $160, what is that, dude? Like, that's a good couple good hedge trimming jobs. Like, to you, that's a couple good hedge trimming jobs. To them, that's $160 that, like, they can get internet at their place or something. Like, it's a big deal. And the reason I mention that is because even a little bit goes a very long way whenever you are on a monthly budget. And you have to remember that as the owner. Every single bit that you can give them extra, it really goes a long way in their monthly budget. So it shows appreciation. And then it goes a long way in their monthly budget. And three, it protects you from them jumping ship just from the next lawn care company who's paying $15, $16, $17 an hour. Dude, there's just so many companies out there that are paying $16, $17, $18 an hour, and then you got this merry-go-round of employees. Like, nobody can ever get efficient. They're always trying to jump ship for the next 50 cents an hour raise, and it's like, look, we're just going to forget all that. If you are good at what you do, I'm going to pay you better than anybody else in the area, period. And by benefiting them, by showing appreciation, by putting, extra juice into their monthly budget, and it helps me retain them. Like, it's a win-win, all right? Again, that goes back to number one, like that perspective of, like, what can I do for them? My biggest mistakes in hiring people is whenever I do not hold people to the standard that I have set here at the company. That's when I always have problems. I'm very aware of that, all right? That is a mistake that I've made in the past, and I want you guys to know. Okay, so you've changed your perspective. You said, man, I got a good culture and a good standard here, and I'm going to pay people. I'm going to pay them as good as I can possibly pay them. I'm going to pay them better, all right? You are geared up. You're ready to do this. How in the heck do you find a good employee, okay? Let's talk about that in part two.